Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my video. Bungu banga, left and right, top, below, going, gone. You check out my videos, check out my music, STA Wi-Fi, entertainment. I'm gonna set up some music on Bungu banga and those things I'm doing. So you're gonna hear me tell say yo Bungu banga. You're not gonna hear me saying check out STA Wi-Fi. But always check out my music like always. Please check out my music. Like them, download them, pass them on. They're all positive and fresh. You understand? Now, in this one, we're gonna talk about divine laws, right? And I'm gonna start it out like this. I have dealt with an old timer before on 179. He was like this white dude. It was just basically the street standing up, and we talking about life. You understand? And a conversation popped up where he told me the divine laws was love at first, right? And we went into the conversation where we explained what called Christianity started. So there was this child named Justin and Christine. And Christine get lost and Justin went to look for Christine, but they never been found and they disappeared. So they called it Christianity. That's where it originally come from. This is where the conversation started from. So you tell me about the divine laws. So the divine laws is something that I was looking into heavy. Now, so the conversation was leading into the first law. That was the first law was love, and it was the divine laws. That's what the conversation was having on the street. And I from then on I left and I started digging into to check into the divine laws. And so I look into nature and I see the divine laws. Because remember, nature have all the laws that you're looking for. Because if you look at all the animals, they function. They have of attack force, and they have non-attack force. But if you attack them, they play defense. These are some of the different laws. I have invaders, and then we check the human race. You got invaders, and I look within the human race, and I see nature and the human race blend together. So that would be the divine laws of nature, which is be man and woman. So when a person say he's a racist person, I can't hate him because that's the divine laws of race of nature. You know what I'm saying? Because if you check, like I said before, I keep telling people, bees flow with bees, wasps flow with wasps, and parakeet flow with parakeet, wolf flow with wolf, lion flow with lion. So it's still the divine laws. You just see it's like that, but the human race rules over all things. So the human race have the power to either break the divine laws or he does have the power to stay by himself. But that the love is still there and the rules and regulations still come out of divine laws. So when another person now look at me now and maybe call me the N-word, I like because if you look into the nature you will see the same behavior. Understand? So I start to come to my sense more. So I look back at the first law and I then say, wow, so all the laws that they created after slavery it's still created around divine laws. If you check the Declaration of Independence, it's still the divine laws because it gives you the rights to be a human. You understand? It upgrade the rights of if you want to be a writer or a movie stars or anything you do within your country. That law protect you. So the Declaration of Independence is still a structure of the divine laws. Understand? So before the original law, the original law was written, the divine laws was the first law. I mean, when the first law wrote, the divine law was there, but they didn't put on paper. But when the Declaration of Independent laws, then you realize that it's still fall back under the divine laws because it's showing you that all right, with this statement right here, I could prove that if I own this laptop, it's mine. If I wrote this song, you can take it, it's mine. This is what the American justice system wrote. Then you have the private law. It still fall back under the divine laws. Because if you look at the what it is the gorilla, right? And anything comes over the gorilla-ness, anything that comes to the gorilla in the gorilla form, like the lion nearby, the gorilla put on defense. You understand? In controlling his privacy, he makes sure I'm dominating right here. And if you come violate my privacy, yo, we're gonna rumble. You ever notice this when you watch the animal channel? Watch those things when the animal like the invaders, like the wolf or the lion with a attacking like the deer. You notice the deer runs, but you notice not all the 4 foot animals will run. Some of them will stand up and farm. Some of them farm formation and protect the young because that's their privacy ground. They're protecting their privacy ground. But when you check a human, if you invade a human and the human in his house with his weapon, and you come into the human go shoot it. And if you try to like invade his privacy, like trying to take over, rob or something, and he could defend himself, that human is going to make you feel like, yeah, all right, you ain't gonna put me down like that. We gonna battle this out. You understand? That's what it is. Either we gonna rumble to the end. It still fall back on the divine laws because it's divine rules. That's which is nature. Understand? But in America, the Declaration of Independent laws is built around it to protect the people, which is that still is the divine laws. Understand? Some people know it and some people don't. Understand? It got some people. If you hold them $50, man, they will sue you, man, and it still is under the divine laws. You got some people. If you do deals with them and you rob them even $20, $50, or $1,000, they will sue you, but it still fall back under the divine laws. So when you see me talking about like the laws, them that violate me in my videos, them it's still divine laws because if when you check the divine laws, it give me the okay as freedom of speech. And the freedom of speech is still divine laws. It make me okay in the eyes of the law to say what I want to say, as long as I'm not saying threat or saying anything antisocial. You understand? Out my mouth or anything misbehaving or disrespectful to the people or to any group of people. But this is what the divine laws is. So the whole Congress built on they call it the divine laws, and an entire world law belong to divine laws. This is why when each black man must check himself, man, and study the laws. So if you ever enter a place where you feel racial tension, it's just still divine laws, man. If you check the cat, he can't go on every dog where every dog at. You understand? And the deer can't go where the lion is because the lion will eat him. You understand? Yeah, man. It's in the human race because sometimes if you check the ghetto where I'm from, if you have on like a chain on your neck like this, and you're in the wrong hood, or you have on a pendant on it, he gonna snatch it. And you gotta look at it. It's still divine laws, because back again, if you look in the nature, what you seeing happening, invaders snatching. Understand? And you will see the wolf attacking the squirrel, or you see the hyena attacking the buffaloes. You will see something. You will see hyena they come together and they start attacking the buffalo. And then the same thing like gang. You might see the gang and you come in their territory. What's gonna happen if you try to and there's gang up on the hyena style and it's still divine laws. Understand? I want you to check the divine laws, man. The divine laws is really, really something that you need to look into. It make you understand life more. Understand? And I'm gonna break it down like this. It got righteous skill and it got unrighteous skill, and it got kill that you should not do. If you check the divine laws, it protect all of those things. You understand? You understand? So you could be a holy man, but you can wholly kill. You could be an evil man, you could evil kill. That's what the divine laws is, from the bottom line and from the jump at time. It's all balanced down to that. You know who follow the divine laws still? The American. If you're doing something within the land and the American notices it's not good to the people, what the American always do? They go invade you and liberate the people. Americans following the violent laws. Even if you might say he war, he shoot. If you come here and do something in America from another country, and America launch war at you, it's war. And when this war is a divine laws, he protecting himself, and you shouldn't go across the boundary and do no shit like that to them. But the government is following. Even the police force follow divine laws. Always remember that. Because if you break the rule, what you gonna do? That's that. So yo man, I was left and right. I check my videos, man, and check out my music like always below. All right, peace.